and welcome to Tigerfeed's Tiger Take. And today we have our two sports debaters, Noah Miller and Cedric Reagan. So firstly, your Michigan State versus Nebraska analysis thoughts on the upset.
You know, I honestly think that was a sad loss for Michigan State because the refs were saying that Jermaine Edmondson had pushed Jared Riley out of bounds, and if that was the case, then he would have been able to still be running and would have been able to gone in for that touchdown. And I watched the replay a couple of times, and I really do not think that was the case, as the coverage was actually really good until about the 3 or 4 yard line where you saw Edmondson, he stumbled and then he tripped, and that's what led Jared Riley to just get that wide open catch, and it was really just a tragic loss for Michigan State. Noah, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Big Ten says the right call, but I don't agree.
Okay, nextly, Deion Lewis, and how will it affect the Patriots?
You know, I think it will affect the Patriots, but I think they'll be able to move on if Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, and Danny Amendola, I think they'll be able to move on and still win games, but they'll have to just push it even more, and Tom Brady will have to throw more balls out to Danny Amendola, to Julian Edelman, and I think it is possible without Deion Lewis. It'll just be a lot harder for the Patriots. They won't have that, they won't have that pack-a-punch running game anymore. Noah, do you think the same, or do you differ?
I think it'll be the same. They have a really good receiving unit. They're known for their receiving unit. They have Edelman, Gronk, and they still have LeGarrette Blount in the backfield, but it's going to be hard to replace Deion Lewis.
It's a very, very good point.
Okay, did the Colts win over the Broncos turn around the Colts season?
You know, it might. When I say it might, the Colts had some fatal flaws that I saw in that game, and the Broncos didn't play a very good game. It was just not quality performance, in my opinion. And what I mean is that Indianapolis got almost twice as much first downs as the Broncos did. The Broncos made 16 first downs. The Colts made 27. But yeah, what was the score of that game? I forgot. It was close. I remember that. And that's almost, the Colts obviously were moving the ball, but they obviously could not get that into a score. And I think that's a weakness that the Colts are going to have to patch up. And another thing is the Colts made 365 yards in that game. The Broncos made 305 yards. But yet again, they came to a close to even scores. So those were weaknesses I saw in the Colts. And if they're going to win through the rest of the season, they're going to have to patch those up. Noah, what do you think on that?
So the Colts are sitting at 4-5 after this victory. They also had close losses against New Orleans, Carolina, New England, and they're heading into their bye week, and even though their quarterback is injured, they have a proven backup who can win games despite he's been in the league 20 years. They only have 2 teams left on their schedule above 500. The Falcons, who dropped 2 of their last 3, and the Steelers, who have 2 of their biggest playmakers on offense out. They also have each team in their division one more time. I think there's a chance the Colts have a good chance of making the playoffs.
The question is, though, the thing I really think that's going to weigh down this Colts season is if they keep up, because obviously they had trouble scoring. They were able to move the ball midfield. They obviously had trouble scoring when they got to the 40, the 30, the 20-yard line. And do you think that the Falcons and the Steelers are going to be able to expose that weakness? And because do you think that they're going to be able to just move that ball every possession? They're going to be able to take it in a field goal, even better, a touchdown. I think that's what you're going to have to do to beat the Colts, and that's how the Colts are going to lose.
Yeah, I agree. The Saints don't have a very good defense. Many people thought the Colts would score a lot of points, but they only got 21 on them.
Yes,
And they struggled at the beginning of the season when they had the Jets, the Bills, teams that everyone thought the Colts could easily beat, but ended up losing to. So
the Colts are just at an unstable foundation right now. To me, that's what I think on them. So, is it cool if we move to the next topic?
Yes. So Greg Hardy beat up his girlfriend, as you probably know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on his punishment?
I honestly think that's just despicable. He should be he should be taken out of the league. It was shown that he lied to court, as he said that she did it to herself, but as when the photos got released, I believe they got released a week or two ago, they showed that that is not something you do to yourself. And it's not like this is a one-time thing on Greg Hardy's record. He was also, in the Patriots game, he got a 15-yard personal penalty. He's got plenty of personal penalties over the last season, 2 seasons. So obviously this dude, I really don't think he should deserve to be in the league. Noah, do you defer?
Initially, the NFL said he'd be ruled out for 10 games, but narrowed it down to 4.
Yes, he appealed to that, and I also think that was really.
I don't think that was a very smart move.
No, I don't think that the NFL should have just let him go like that.
Okay. And lastly, Aqib Talib's punishment for poking Dwayne Allen in the eye.
I was watching this game as it happened, and I remember thinking, this dude cannot do anything more stupid than this. Like, that eye, that's not a joke, too. That's not something you joke about, poking a person in the eye. Like, let's say we do something else. You can't play without your vision. You just, you can't do it. And I do think this 1-game suspension is reasonable, and it's on the lower end of reasonable. Like, I really don't think that a season suspension, 10-game suspension would be reasonable for this. I think 1-game suspension is reasonable. It could be 2, 3 would be reasonable, but I do understand that was a one-time thing. That would, it was just a stupid move by him. And I think he also I think another cost that happened was that if you saw that game on the sideline was Peyton Manning and his offense, they were ready to go. And when Aqib Talib poked Dwayne Allen in the eye, that slowed down their momentum, that slowed down the whole Broncos basically vibe, and I think that was a reason that they had trouble scoring and they did not win the game. So, Noah, what do you think on that?
That move, you could tell that the defense was frustrated that they weren't able to stop the Colts offense. They got some pretty good big hits on Luck, but they weren't able to stop the offense, especially like T.Y. Hilton, Kobe Fleener, Frank Gore. But yeah, that move totally proved that they were frustrated, and I don't think he meant to do it, but sometimes.
Oh, he meant to do it, all right.
Your emotions can get the best of you.
Exactly. That was my whole point on that. That was just a one-time thing. I don't think it should be a season thing, but I also don't think that it should be nothing. I think 1 game sounds good, and that's what it's at right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good move by the NFL.
Yes.
Okay, and I hate to cut you guys off, but we are running out of time today. So that will be all for our debate. Thanks for tuning in.